Yeah, you better. Cause you want this, I want this. Everybody in this, what should have it? Stop illusions, it's in your hands. Show yourself, reveal it to them. Yeah, you better. Take the time to recognize it. You won't leave me even if you tried it. You're the artist, and the medicine. Happily be found the new in your hands.
What's up, everybody? Wow. The technical gods did not want me to do anything today. Listen, everything was messed up. My internet wasn't working. All of a sudden, then my phone wasn't working. All of a sudden, I'm live on TikTok too. Yo, the technical gods did not want me to be here today, guys. So I'm here now. My mic wasn't working. Listen, everything is crazy. But I'm here now. So thank you. Thank you guys for tapping in. I see Taryn and Amanda and Kira. Hello. Hello, guys. I was just live on Instagram driving a whole bunch of people over here. And the technical guys were like, no, you're not doing anything. You're not going to go live at all. But I pushed through, guys. I pushed through. And now I'm here. I'm here with you beautiful people. Hey, Rivette. How you doing? I see my people from my community. Guys, I've missed everybody so much. I'm finally home. Oh, Scully, I sent your bracelet today. You should get it on Friday, by the way. Scully won a challenge inside of my community, guys. And for winning the challenge, I got her a bracelet from Bali. And now my dog is barking. You guys, this is insane day. Yes, I got you a bracelet, Scully, from Bali. And the cool thing about these bracelets, look, I have some on. So when you get blessed in Bali, you get a bracelet like this. And so a couple different places that I went in Bali, we had a water blessing. I had a different blessing at a healing at a different temple. And every time that you would get these, they would give you a bracelet. So they're all significant. I love the culture in Bali, in Indonesia, especially, guys. Why? Because these people, stop. My dog is going crazy. Because, guys, these people, they take breaks every single day to thank the universe, source God, to give back, to give offerings to the good gods, the bad gods, just everything. They literally take breaks every single day with these little offering things that they put different stuff into, and they put it out, light some incense, and they do prayers every single day. They don't miss. Literally, when you're walking down the street in Bali, all of these different shops, all these different people, you will always find these little blessing boxes. And every single different place, they have them. And so I love the culture out there just because that they really take the time out to give back, which is something I think that we need to do, guys. We need to do this over in America. I really feel like if we were more grateful about the things that we have instead of stressed about the things that we don't, then I think that we would be a much happier culture in general instead of being so stressed all the time. Because I really feel like Americans are extremely sped up and very, very stressed. I mean, because everything is very sped up over here, right? It's work, work, work until you die. Instead, over there, I mean, these people, they love to work. They take their time, they take their space, and they give back. And I really feel like we need to do more of that. I mean, I even was walking the other day, and actually, this was yesterday. And I'm walking past the trash can, and there's just trash all over the ground right next to the trash can. I've seen this multiple times. I'm like, dude, seriously? You can't just throw it in the trash. I mean, I challenge people to pick up one piece of trash. That's how sped up and how gone our minds are. We literally can't even just do the little extra to put it in the trash can. You know what I'm saying? We're just so sped up. So I really feel like a lot of us need to learn how to kind of slow down, how to take a deep breath. I mean, my son walked in the house just a second ago, right before I came on here, and I was all freaking out because the technological gods didn't want me to get on today. And so my tech wasn't working, and I'm all freaked out. My son is like, Mom, I think you need to take a breath. I'm like, okay, he's right. He's right. So yeah, I took a deep one, guys. When you're at home, if you're watching this right now, take a deep breath with me because that calms your nervous system. If you do a really deep diaphragmatic breath and you go all the way down to your belly button, ooh, you kind of hit that vagus nerve and you calm your body down. I needed to do that. So guys, calm down. Let's get in the right resonance so I can get started on the show. I mean, I haven't been on here in a while. Usually I'm on here, a couple times a week, but I haven't been on here because I just got back from Bali and I was extremely busy in Bali. Plus, I wanted to be extra super present. And I was, and it was beautiful. And so I can't wait to dig in, guys, about this show. So I'm going to be talking about my travel hacks and the stuff that I brought with me and going into a little bit, about all of those things. Then I'm going to talk about some experiences I had in Bali and then, just going to engage with you guys. I want to, if you guys got some questions, I'll answer those. But yes, now that we're all in resonance with each other, we all took that deep breath together. I'll get started. So, guys, every single time that I travel, I never miss when it comes to my hacks. I always bring my hacks everywhere that I go because I feel like, especially when you're in another country and you're not used to their water, their food, their microbes, their air, you need a little bit more support anyways. And then plus if you're flying, so my first flight to Dubai was 9 hours and then Dubai to Bali was 14, or it was reversed. I don't know which one was which, but if you're in the air that freaking long, your body is going to have tons and tons of inflammation because of the altitude, right? And the pressure inside of the plane. Plus, if you're traveling in the airport, you're exposed to so many different people with so many different types of things in their bodies, right? So you want to make sure that your immune system is tip top and you're really recovering so you can actually enjoy the places that you go. So number one thing that I do not miss that I bring with me everywhere are my grounding patches. Now, I know grounding is free, guys. You can just go out and ground your feet to the earth. You can just bare feet, bare hands to the earth's surface. But I like to bring my grounding patches with me just because I like to stay grounded as much as freaking possible everywhere that I go. So I'll bring my patches with me and make sure that I sleep with my patches on the K1 points of my feet, which is they found that those points are the best places to ground yourself because it actually travels up all your meridians and it hits most of your body, right? So I bring my grounding patches everywhere. And, what do these offer? They offer negative ions, electrons that our bodies need. It's impossible to be chronically inflamed when you're grounded. Plus, another cool thing about grounding is that it helps jet lag and it helps to reset your circadian rhythm to whatever part of the earth that you're at. So because Bali is 12 hours ahead of us in Eastern time, right? K1, sorry, I'm going to divert. Amanda asked, what's your K1? So your K1 point on your foot is 2/3 of the way up the center of your foot. And I would show you, but I'm not going to be nasty and put my foot in the screen. So let's say this is my foot. So your K1 point is probably about, I would say here. Okay. So that's where I stick my patches. And for TikTok, your K1 point on your foot is 2/3 of the way up in the center of your foot, which is the best place to place your grounding patches. Anyways. Now I forgot where I was going. See, ADD. It's so funny because my beautiful executive assistants met me out in Bali and they got a chance to spend some personal in-person time with me and they got to see all my ADD and my funny ways of living and crazy ways of being. So yeah, I'm like squirrel. Yeah, that's totally me, guys. But I believe people that are diagnosed with ADD and ADHD, I mean, we got special kind of minds, guys, special. We can think about 1,000 things at once and still get, a lot of stuff done. So, I was talking about grounding. So back to grounding, guys. So guys, it's impossible to be chronically inflamed when you're grounded. And it does balance your circadian rhythm because when you ground to the place of the earth where you're at, your circadian rhythm will align with that part of the earth, which is so cool. So because Bali is 12 hours ahead, is actually 6:21 a.m. in Bali right now. And so when we got there, I was not really jet lagged because the minute that we got there, I stuck those grounding patches right on my feet and we went to bed. It was the evening by the time we got there. So we went to bed and I woke up at my normal time, 6 a.m. in the morning, Bali time, because I had my patches. So I always make sure to bring those everywhere I go because I always want to make sure I reset my circadian rhythm. I get good sleep. Sleep is the basis of health, guys. It's the basis. If you're not getting good sleep and if you're not getting into the optimal states of sleep, you're not going to feel good at all. And I wanted to make sure I was tip top on point on this trip because the reason why I went to Bali was because I was speaking at the I Am Creation Summit. So I was making sure that I wanted to stay grounded and in the best health possible so that my speech would be the best and I could, affect as many people as I possibly could with my words, with my energy. And so I needed to make sure that my health is tip top, which is why I made sure I brought all my hacks. So grounding is number one. Now, if you guys don't have patches, perfectly fine. Just go to the earth and ground your bare feet, your bare hands to the earth's surface. If you're around an ocean, that is the best way to ground your body because now you're diving into that mineralized water. And now the conductivity of the grounding, the electrons are being sucked into your skin in every way. Like if you go underneath the water, you're literally immersed in beautiful grounds, right? And negative ions, and they're all going into your body. So that is the best way to ground yourself on vacation or on trips that are in different places is find a saltwater ocean and go there and ground yourself or, springs, things like that. So number one hack, make sure you ground as soon as you get to where you're going. And that helps too because you're so inflamed. I mean, how many of us get off the plane and our feet are swollen, our hands are swollen because we're such high altitude and the pressure in the freaking airplane is crazy. So a great way to kind of decompress and get all that inflammation moving and out of your body is to ground as soon as you land wherever you're going. So that is number one for me. Number two, I brought my HAP-B device, which is magnetic therapy. And magnetic therapy is amazing, especially my HAP-B device, because it has so many different protocols. So I bring it on the plane with me because I like to be able to go to sleep. I like to be able sometimes to focus and work. So it lends you low magnetic signals that kind of shift your nervous system and body into these different states. So, I bring that everywhere I go. For instance, when I got to our Airbnb in Bali, I brought out my HAP-B. I had my grounding patches. I put my HAP-B below my pillow and I slept so well the first night, not only because I was tired from traveling, but because I had my hacks with me. So yes, amazing, amazing magnetic therapy, guys. If you don't know about it, look into it because it's changed my life. So another thing, guys, I bring my supplements everywhere. And a lot of people are like, oh my God, aren't you nervous you're going to get stopped? I'm like, I don't really care. Where do you purchase it? Shay, you can look at HAPBEE, HAPBEE. That's the company that I use. I have no affiliation. I've just been using them for many years and I love them. So anyone that wants to look into them, they're great. But back to supplements. A lot of people are worried, like, aren't you afraid customs is going to do a big uproar? And I'm like, listen, I don't miss. I will bring my supplements everywhere that I go. I might look crazy with my little, those Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday, like plastic containers. I mean, I brought a bunch of those because I was out there for such a long time. But I wanted to make sure, again, that I was on point for my speech at the I Am Creation Summit. So I brought my magnesium. I brought energy bits, guys, which I'm going to do a podcast with this woman that invented energy bits, which is algae, basically spirulina and chlorella. The science behind those things are amazing. So I made sure I brought my energy bits with me and then some supplements to help support my brain because I wanted to make sure I was on point. I've done a lot of supplement lives, guys. So if you want to, watch some of those, you can dive into, the ones that I take. But just to make sure that when you guys travel, I would make sure that you're bringing at least magnesium because, magnesium is needed for so many different functions in the body. And it helps with sleep. It helps with anxiety. Sometimes you get the travel jitters. So it really helps calm your nervous system. So magnesium would probably be number one to bring with you out of town. And then also, so in the airplane, we're breathing in so much crap, right? In the airports, we're breathing in so much crap. So I have this saline spray that I use, and I mix it with colloidal silver so that my nose stays, because you get so dry on planes. It literally sucks the moisture out of your body. So I use the saline sprayer with the mix with colloidal silver to keep my nostrils, first of all, clean, because colloidal silver is an antimicrobial, antibacterial, antiviral. So I'm cleaning out my nostrils so I have less chance of getting sick. I mean, you go right to your brain. That's like the fastest way you can get stuff inside of your body. So I make sure that I have my saline spray to keep it moisturized, and to have my colloidal silver that I mix with it to make sure that my nasal passages stay clean. So that's a great hack, guys, to get one of those sprayers and mix it with colloidal silver when you travel, and you just spray it up there a couple times, especially when you're flying. Keep yourself moisturized and healthy. And then, guys, I bring this little refrigerator with me everywhere. Okay, especially when I go to other countries. Why do I bring this little refrigerator with me? Because it has my peptides in it. Like I said, I don't miss. I'm literally lugging around all this different stuff with me because I want to make sure that if there's an emergency out of the country, I have access to my stuff that supports my system. So I make sure that I bring everywhere I go thymosin alpha 1. Why do I bring this? Because it boosts your immune system. So I actually saved somebody's life last year. Was it last year? Yes, last year, because I had thymosin alpha 1 with me and I was boosting his immune system and boosting his immune system. So the pneumonia wouldn't take over. So ever since then, it's like I make sure I bring that with me everywhere. And you want to do this, guys, because like I said, when you travel far distances, you got a lot of inflammation, your immune system drops. And being around all these different people, you want to make sure you have some support there. So I brought my thymosin alpha 1, supports the immune system. I also bring BPC 157. Okay, I bring that in case of an injury, plus TB 500. Those two peptides are amazing if you injure yourself somewhere. Okay, like for instance, someone hurt their knee last year on a tour, and their knee was all swollen and hurt, and I injected them with BPC and TB 500, and then they were literally fine within the next couple hours. That's how quickly these two work together. So they're really, really great peptides for if you injure yourself. Okay, so I had those with me. I also brought LL37 with me. It's an antimicrobial peptide. And I like to bring that with me, especially out of the country, because you never know if you're going to get some bugs out there that you're not used to. It will help regulate all of that within your system. So my LL37. And then I brought, I think, also my DSIP peptide, which is my delta sleep inducing peptide, just in case I can't get good sleep. Like I said, sleep is the basis of health. And if you don't have great sleep and you're not getting into all of these different great states of sleep, then your immune system is going to drop, your brain function is going to drop. Every function in your body is not going to be optimal if you're not getting great sleep. So I wanted to make sure I brought that peptide in case I couldn't sleep, which I didn't have to use, luckily, when I was out there. Beautiful. Because my sleep was on point. I had my grounding patches, I had my HAP-P magnetic device, so I was good. Other devices that I brought with me are my quantum stick, which is, I don't know, I call it my quantum stick. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's a metal bar. And this structures and pulls the bad frequencies out of water. Okay. And I test this everywhere I go. Look, I brought all my stuff out at Entaya, this retreat center that I'll get to in a second. And some of the people that we were there with are like, what's that? And I bring out my quantum stick and my quantum light. And I'm like, this will change the taste of your water. And this will change, the light will change the taste of your food. And they were like, oh, I don't believe you. I'm like, okay, well, let's see. So I did it to everybody's food and everybody's water. And everybody was like, oh my God, are you serious? Because I really didn't believe you. This works. I'm like, absolutely, it does. So the light pulls out the bad frequency. The stick structures the water and changes the frequency of the water to basically be all good frequencies. At the end of the day, you guys, we are all just frequencies, okay? we're waves until Yeah, we're just waves of energy, basically. So it changes all those frequencies to be positive for your body, and you can taste the freaking difference. Hyatt says, can we have a list of all the supplements you are mentioning? Yes, I actually did a live about supplements specifically on my channel, so you can look that up. I went deep into all the ones that I take, and I'm kind of trying to pull back a little bit on all the supplements that I do take, because I've realized that I really take a lot. And I'm going to try to get more from my food, less from supplements, and, but I still need them. I mean, I still take specific ones. Let's talk about one, actually. Urolithin A, guys. Urolithin A boosts your mitochondrial function. And it's one of the most incredible supplements that I've ever taken, MitoPure specifically. They are an amazing company, and I've been taking this supplement for probably about 2.5 years now. And I've really noticed a boost in my energy, my brain function, everything. So that one is another one that I won't miss among magnesium. But yes. So back to peptides, guys. Yeah, LL37, BPC and TB and thymosin alpha 1. Let me tell you a story right quick. One of the girls that was at the retreat center in Thaya with me, she got a bug bite, right, in Bali. And this bug bite started out very, very small, and then started to grow, and then started to grow, and then started to grow. And it started looking so crazy. And she was to the point where she was literally oofing in pain so much because the bug bite got so bad. So she was reaching for anything to help, right? This is why I bring my peptides everywhere. Look, I had her together. She came to my little cabin, and I injected her with BPC 157, TB 500, then thymosin alpha 1, and LL37. So all of those things I injected her with because it looked so crazy. It looked very infected, and it did help. See, this is why I bring the stuff. She's like, okay, Dr. Elisabeth, I'm not a doctor, but she was seeing. And I also gave her a grounding patch because there was super, super inflamed. So I gave her a grounding patch to keep and, use. And it helped. It brought the swelling down. It brought the redness down. It brought the pain down. So this is why, guys, I bring all my stuff everywhere for cases like this. I never know if something's going to happen to me. And I definitely do not want to have to go to the hospital in another country. I never want to do that ever in life. So I'll bring all of the things so I don't have to, experience that. So I could try to, as much as possible, to prevent that, which in many cases, I've helped so many different people on these things, guys. Okay. Other travel hacks, other things that I bring. My LifeWave patches, especially X39, X49, and my energy patches and glutathione. I bring that too. These patches are phenomenal. They are tiny little patches with cloth in it, crystal woven inside of the cloth to reflect your light back into your body to enhance different functions within your body. So these patches are incredibly useful. I wore them. My assistants wore them. They were like, yo, the energy patch had them on 10. Okay. So they got to experience some of my hacks. And so now they know that I'm not crazy. These things actually work. Yes, LifeWave patches, they're freaking amazing. And they really do add, you can feel the difference. So many people can feel the difference. Glutathione. Yes, I use the glutathione patch. It's your master antioxidant in your body. So you want to make sure that that is boosted, especially during travel. Will prevent you from getting sick, all different things. So I bring these everywhere I go, guys, everywhere. And I'm trying to think if there are any other hacks that I'm missing that I haven't talked about. I mean, I do. I mean, I bring my own salt and pepper places, guys. I bring my stevia. I have this liquid stevia. We have to be careful with stevia, whoever drinks stevia out there. You want to make sure that the first ingredient on the ingredients list of your stevia is stevia. Okay. If it's dextrose or what is the other one? Ethereal or something, I don't know, starts with an E. But if those are the first ingredients to your stevia, not a good thing, because that's basically like sugar. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're getting a very, very good stevia. So I bring my amazing stevia places so I don't have to ingest sugar in my coffee or tea. And I bring my own coffee places. I don't know if people's coffee is going to be great. Plus, coffee, guys, coffee, there's tons of fungus and mold inside of coffee. So for me, I just like to bring my own coffee. I use Mount Hagen's organic coffee and I use the little packets and I just, I have my own coffee. I have my own creamer. I bring my coconut powdered creamer when I go places. So I just bring my own stuff that I know works for me and my body. So I don't have to ingest all of these other things that are foreign to me. Now, Bali actually had some great coffee. So I was able to drink their coffee. I didn't use mine the whole time. I just used mine on the plane. So it was great to have that while traveling. Tiffany asks, for someone with a history of addiction, can they form a dependency on the peptides? You know what? It's not a physical dependency, but your mind might, want to take these. Not that you have the urge to take peptides, like you have an urge to take a drug. It doesn't hit your brain in the same way. Like you're not going to get dopamine hits from taking peptides. Honestly, I was explaining this on Instagram too. Peptides are really just like the messengers that help other functions in your body act better, like behave better, basically. So I mean, it's more natural. So I would say no, but again, guys, I'm not a doctor. But for me personally, peptides are not addictive. They might be a little addictive in my brain. Like, oh my God, I need to take my peptides because I might, if I don't take my NAD, then my brain is going to function as great for my speech. So I might be, that type of mind addiction, but it's never something physical. Like you're not craving them. So I wouldn't say that they are like that. Other things that I brought, I think I pretty much went over everything. The light stick, my quantum light stick, guys. This is a cool hack because it changes the frequency of things so that they are just more positive for you. So as I was shining the light stick on people's food at dinner and they were trying it, they were like, oh my gosh, my food tastes so much better. Like, yeah, it really enhances. So, I mean, for me personally, with the quantum light does is it helps the different parts of the food. Like I can taste every single ingredient almost. It's really, really crazy. Plus, the quantum light also helps pain and it helps energy. So sometimes I'll take it and I'll put it over my brain if I need some energy or if I'm kind of feeling foggy, I'll put it on my brain. I definitely put it on my food. And then if I have pain or bug bites, the quantum light lowers the amount of itch on bug bites and lowers the amount of pain because it's changing the frequency of your atoms to be more positive for you. Super cool hacks, guys. And it's cool. I met a beautiful, beautiful soul out in Bali named Prem. He has this amazing biohacking retreat center that I will be doing retreats at, guys. And he has this crazy ice wall. It's like dry ice behind a wall that cools the place naturally instead of having to use air conditioning. And it was actually cool. Like, whoa, really, really incredible. So be on the lookout for that, guys, because I will be announcing my retreats that I'm going to be throwing very soon. Now let's get into Bali a little bit. So everybody, I'm sure, has heard about the healing powers of Bali. I mean, Bali is literally the center of purification. Okay. That place is amazing. And I've been to a lot of different places in the world. And most of the places that I've been to are very energetic places. Like they're nodes for energy. They're on lines that create tons and tons of energy. It's like an energy vortex. So Bali, I mean, whoa. When I got there, I felt energized almost immediately. And the crazy thing about it is the fact that it brings up subconscious stuff that you don't even know that you need to address. It pulls out what's underneath, the unseen, right? So it makes you think about some of the things that you didn't even know you needed to think about. And it makes you address some of the subconscious trauma that maybe you've been like, turning away from. Incredible. I mean, the first couple of days that I was in Bali, I was having a lot of mom guilt. And I was like, what is this? And I had to look at that. That's something that I haven't really addressed too much in the past couple years because I've been traveling so much and I'm just like, damn, my son is a beautiful soul and he does not like to miss school because I told him, come to Bali with me, baby, come with me. He's like, no, I'm not missing school. I'm not going to get behind. So I'm like, okay. So he turned down the opportunity to go to Bali with me and it made me sad. And it also, I was away from him for like 2.5 weeks. I made sure that I flew back early. They had a whole post summit retreat at Entaya that I missed because I had to fly back so I could be here for my son's 13th birthday. I mean, he was turning into a teenager, so I made sure I was home. But yes, we all get mom guilt, especially, yes, moms, we get this guilt. All of us have this. And so it's something that I've looked at gently before, but it was smacking me in the face when I was in Bali. Like, whoa, driving down the street, I'm like, damn, I wish my son was here. Damn, am I gone too long? All these thoughts are hitting me. All this emotion is coming up. So that's one thing is really interesting about Bali is that it brings up stuff that we don't even know we need to address. So it makes sure that we address it. I mean, I saw every single one of the people, every single one cried while we were there. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 people were with me pretty much that were there. My 2 beautiful executive assistants, Rusty and Therese, were there. My girlfriend Sarah was there, and my girl Mystique flew out all the way from Detroit to meet me at the summit. She was there. And all of us, we all cried at some point or another on the trip because there was so much stuff coming up. I mean, it makes you look at those things. Incredible. And, it's important for us when these things come up, guys, that we don't back away from them because they're coming up for a reason. They're trying to get processed and out of the body for a reason. And from an experience that I had in Bali, actually, this was one of the craziest things I've ever done in my life. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the Human Garage. I had not heard of them. I won't go too deep into this because I'm doing an entire show on my experience with the Human Garage. But basically, Gary, one of the founders of the company, the Human Garage, look him up, guys. He does myofascial release work and among other things. And so I went to his page one of the first days that I was in Bali or at the summit because we had different portions of the trip. So first we were at an Airbnb, then we went to a pre-summit thingy at Entaya, this beautiful retreat center, and then we were at the summit. So the first day that I was at the summit, I met him and I looked at his page and I saw on his page that he pulled someone's tongue, right? He was pulling their tongue and they were like, eh. And I was like, that's interesting. And then I started thinking about my nerd self kicked in. And I was like, yo, we use this muscle specifically every single day for a lot of the time. We're using this muscle and this muscle never gets released. It never gets addressed or massaged or, it's there. It's one of the muscles in our bodies that we never think of, right? And so something in my subconscious was like, get your tongue pulled. And I was like, I want my tongue pulled. So anyways, days go on. I'm still thinking I want my tongue pulled. And I'm telling my girls and I'm telling Rusty and I'm telling everybody, I'm like, I want my tongue pulled. And so my girl Mystique flies into the summit and she is a lymphatic therapist, right? She's been my lymphatic therapist for almost 10 years. And so the only person that she wanted to meet at the summit was Gary from the Human Garage because of the work that he does on the body, right? So she's like, saying hi to him. And every time he passes, like, hey, Gary. And I'm a little bit of an introvert, so I don't really go out of my way to address or say hi to people. I'm just kind of, mind my own business and do my own thing. So she's all, hey, every time he walks by. Now, this is the day after the summit is over, right? He's walking past our table and she's like, hey, Gary. And I'm just like, something in me is just like, hey, Gary, I want my tongue pulled. I'm like, will you pull my tongue? Sounds so crazy, but he's known to do this. So he's like, well, when's your birthday? I was like, my birthday's on Valentine's Day. He's like, oh, wow. That's the day me and my wife got married. I'm like, that's cool. And then it was a special day in the calendar, right? Astrologically, it was a special, I think it was September 20th and September 21st. And so I'm like, Gary, will you pull my tongue? And he's like, well, maybe tomorrow. Yeah, let's do it. And it's crazy, guys, because he doesn't work on everybody, right? He doesn't just pull everybody's tongue. I know I sound so crazy saying this, pull my tongue. Guys, it's a real thing. And trust me, when I go into this episode, you will see, because we filmed the whole thing, the entire thing. We filmed it. So you will see my tongue getting pulled, guys. And it's insane, freaking sane. Anyways, so he agrees to do this, right? He agrees to do this only because my birthday fell on him and his wife's the anniversary. And because of the day and the time that I asked him, and because the day that he was going to do it. Now, the crazy thing is the fact that, okay, he watched my speech, and during my speech, I told a little bit of my life story, and I went into some different things, but a lot of people there heard, everything that I've been through. So he and his assistant was telling me, you need this. And I'm like, why do I need this? I mean, doesn't everybody need it? And they're like, no. So what the tongue pull does is it's a heart opener. And your heart, you've been through so much stuff. You've probably learned to close your heart. And so he agreed to work on me because of that. And that's why I say my subconscious was really asking him to work on this. Asking him the whole time. I'm like, I want my tongue pulled. I want my tongue pulled. And I didn't even really think, okay, yeah, I really want my tongue pulled, because it looked incredibly painful. And I put a story on my Instagram the other day. I'll repost it tomorrow. But I was so nervous, because do you guys know how much it would probably hurt? And it did hurt to get your tongue pulled. Super ouchy, okay? Really, 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 really painful. So I was so nervous. And then the lady was like, yeah, it's not that bad. It's only bad, maybe 30 seconds. I'm like, 30 seconds? What? Pain for 30 seconds? I thought it was like a quick, no, it is 30 seconds. All of 30 seconds, if not more. So, yeah, definitely went through that experience. He used a towel, but yes, he used his hands, and it was a pull, twist, and a pull. So it was incredible. Let me just tell you guys, he did that. And then he did a jaw release. And then I left my body because it was too painful. I don't remember everything else that he did. I had to watch the video to see what he did, what else he did to me, because it was incredibly painful. I'm talking like childbirth. I'm serious. Okay. It was a lot. I mean, you can see, go to the Human Garage page, go to Gary's page. You'll see these grown men are like, super painful. These different things that he does. But what was so incredible about it was, after I got my tongue pulled, guys, it was like I was high. I mean, I felt like I did a bunch of drugs. I mean, I was kind of, going back and forth. Everything looked clearer and more detailed, like super HD. Like, what? And then it felt like this rush of energy going from my base all the way up, like a tornado, and then shooting out of my head and out of my heart. It was one of the most incredible freaking experiences that I have ever freaking had in my life. And by the end of his work on me, he was pressing on my inguinals, on my psoas, on my solar plexus. I mean, so many different points in my body. It brought me, not because of the pain, but it brought me to tears. I was weeping at certain points of this, weeping. And it made me realize how much we hold in our bodies. I mean, we hold so much stuff in our bodies. That's why I said not too long ago, you guys have to make sure you process the things that come up. Don't run away from these emotions. Do not run away from the emotions that are trying to come out, that are trying to be processed, because they are coming up for a reason. They're trying to get out of your body. They're trying to get processed through your mind so you can let it go. Now, some of us with tons and tons and tons of trauma, we have still stuck emotion in our bodies. And I've done years of work, guys. I'm talking almost 2 decades of experimenting with different modalities and different things that help to process emotions, that help to work shadow work. I mean, this is what my whole life's real work is. And the healer, his name is Gary from the Human Garage. So guys, I mean, this is what I've dedicated my life's work on, is processing emotion, shadow work, trauma, healing, going into your body, getting it out of your body. And when I tell you that after working with this man, I mean, weeping, crying, weeping, and then different flashes of memory were coming into my brain. It was insane, freaking insane. Weeping, crying. And look, I don't cry like that. I don't. I usually like to cry in the safe space of my little corner by myself. Okay. I'm not like a public crier. I don't really do that unless I'm super comfortable with you, which my beautiful executive assistants, I've wept in front of them before because I'm super comfortable with them. But guys, when he was working on me, there was tons of people around and then cameras in my face. We were filming the whole thing. I mean, I had cell phones in my face. I had an actual camera in my face. I mean, we were filming the entire thing. Plus, there was these people walking past that would just stop and stare. And it was so funny. This Asian couple. I remember this lady's face. I'll never forget it. I will never forget this lady's face. She was in the background, like, she was horrified by what this man was doing to me, because it looks crazy. But when I tell you, I have done almost 2 decades worth of work. And this was now probably top 3, maybe even top 2 most powerful things that I've ever freaking done in my life. For me, for something to bring me to tears, as weeping tears, that stuff is incredibly freaking powerful. So powerful. Nothing that I've ever done except for high dose, hero's dose, psychedelics. I mean, psilocybin. I've not been brought to weeping tears before in my life. And I've tried over 100 different things. So I will be sharing my experience with the Human Garage soon, guys, very soon. And yes, you will get to see the video and I will show all of it. And even though it's a little embarrassing because I was literally weeping. I mean, I was like, I couldn't stop it. It was coming up and coming up. I mean, I could not stop it. And there were so many people watching me. And like I said, I like to cry in the privacy of my own little space. I don't like to be all public, bawling, crying in front of people. That's just not my thing. It's never been, ever. I didn't even cry until I turned like 30 years old, by the way, guys. Never even did it. So, I mean, that's how much I don't. And even Mystique, my girl, she was looking at me like, because she's known me for over almost a decade and she's never seen me cry. Not once. So she was looking like, what type of stuff? Yeah, that's freaking powerful. And for those in my mentoring group, I love y'all so much. I will be going deeper into myofascial release and deeper into my experience with the Human Garage this Thursday at our bi-weekly mastermind. We have bi-weekly masterminds every other week, guys, on Thursdays. And I'm so excited to join you guys to go deeper into my experience because another really crazy thing. So I was meeting with my spiritual advisor, as I do every week, last week, and she saw what happened to me when he pulled my tongue inside. She saw the energy of what happened to me when he pulled my tongue. And it's so freaking crazy because she never saw the videos of me. She never I just told her I got my tongue pulled. I didn't go into detail about any of it with her at all. And she tells me what I was explaining in the videos. Like, she was like, your energy went from the base of your spine, or all the way from your hoo-ha, all the way up to your crown, like a tornado. Kundalini awakening. So she saw the inside of my body and what the energy was doing inside of my body during that. And when I came out of the tongue pull, guys, I was talking about, it feels like, because I was high. I was like, it feels like And then later, even after I walked back and came back up, I was like, it just feels like this rush of energy. It just came and it blew my heart open. Kundalini freaking awakening. Another one. I've had them in my life, but it activated that energy in me again. And it moved it. It moved. I could feel it. And she explained it to me without knowing anything about anything. So I know I had a really incredible experience. And then after that, okay, like I said, this was after the summit. My life had already changed. I mean, I already had a water blessing, a water healing, a freaking aura cleansing, a deep trauma healing. I mean, I had a bunch of healings out there in Bali, which is accessible, right? Which is really, really cool. I can't wait until I throw and launch my retreats out there because guys, I mean, it's incredible healing that you can get in Bali. I mean, even if you don't go specifically to get the healings, incredible stuff, just the energy there alone. But when I tell you my life changed after I got my tongue pulled, after I got worked on by the human garage. Yes, my mouth was sore afterwards. It was incredibly sore. I was sore everywhere afterwards, but it only lasted for a little bit. But yeah, I was definitely sore. Yeah. So yeah, and my throat was sore afterwards too because the jaw release, I think it like really reached down deep in there, and so he released my jaw, and it was pretty sore for a couple days actually. That one was, but when I tell you my life, I'm not the same. I am not the same as I was before I went there. I mean, I feel like my body is free of cords attached to any type of people that I was attached to before I went to Bali. I mean, you guys know I've been going through this dark night. I wouldn't even call it been going. I mean, I'm over the dark night at this point. But I mean, I had one of the hardest years that I've ever had in my life this year. Seriously. And so to feel free of some of that attachment is very refreshing. I mean, I did a lot of cord cutting and cleansing and meditation and healing and my dance party walks and my solar stuff that I do with the sun. I mean, I worked on myself a lot going through what I've been going through. But this trip and the things that I experienced on it, it shifted something completely. It shifted me. I don't have those same attachments anymore. It's really crazy. I can feel it. And what's wild is I got back last Wednesday and yeah, I'm going to go into some science, Tiffany. Well, are you in my mentoring group, Tiffany? I will go into science on Thursday in my mentoring group. But guys, I slept so freaking much. Got back on Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I've been sleeping. I woke up to go to my son's party, right? I threw him a 13-year-old birthday party at this place. And so I was up for that, even though I was exhausted the whole time I was there. I spent his birthday with him, made him his favorite dinner. And but other than that, I mean, my mom was in town even, and I was just sleeping and sleeping and sleeping because I needed to reset my nervous system, reset my energy, reset everything after that deep of a healing. I mean, something that can literally bring you to weeping tears when you don't even cry. I mean, I don't even remember. Well, I have been actually. I wept a bunch of actual times going through my dark night, actually, but it was by myself. It was not in public, and it was damn sure not with cameras in my face. So yeah, incredible. So if anyone has the opportunity to work with someone like Gary or the Human Garage, or just look them up. I mean, they teach you how to do these different movements, these different things on yourself that you can do at home. I'm telling you, this stuff is so important for us to do. We need to address the stuff in our bodies. We need to address the trauma, the emotions, the stuck stuff in our bodies. We all have it. And I talk about trauma release exercise. I talk about walking and lymphatic work. I talk about all these different tools, these mechanisms to get the trauma out of your body. But this, I mean, trauma release exercise has never brought me to weeping tears. Lymphatic therapy has never brought me to weeping tears. That is because we have stuff stuck so deep in us that it's hard to access sometimes, a lot of the times, actually, most of the time. It's hard to access these things. And he was able to access them. I mean, even Chelsea was like, whoa, this guy's a real healer. And even I was watching his story. So there was a man that I met at the summit. This is a horrible story. His mother had a schizophrenic psychosis break and killed his little brother and tried to kill him, hit him in the back of the head with an axe, with a pickaxe, the butt of it. He still has the scar, and tried to stab him in the heart with a screwdriver. He has the scars. So the Human Garage Gary worked on him too. And they were showing in the story, this man, this grown man weeping, letting go of all that stuff, stuck emotion inside of his body. Can you imagine? And guys, I mean, you don't have to have that much trauma to have stuck stuff in your body that you need to release. Now, think about it. I feel so much lighter, so much cleaner. Cleaner meaning energetically. I don't feel as heavy. I don't feel as dark. I don't feel as weighed down. I literally feel so connected to Source, God, Universe at this point. And that's because I feel like I shed so much of that stuff that was holding me down. You know, we all have it. That's why it's important for us to do somatic movements, to address our bodies, to address ourselves, because it's stuck there. Our cells remember everything. As he was working on me, I remember I was literally getting flashes of trauma inside of my head, stuff that I thought I dealt with before, like a flash, like a movie, like it was like a movie, pictures that were coming up as he was doing this to me. Insane. But I will tell you, I feel different. Do you have to know what you need to release for it to go? No, you don't. You don't have to know. I didn't even know, like I said, Amanda, I didn't even know that I still needed to release some of these things that I thought that I worked on for years. I mean, they were flashing in my brain as he was pushing on certain areas of my body, flashes of different things I thought I worked through. So no, you don't have to remember them, but you will sometimes. And then you guys, sometimes also, our higher self will not allow us to remember specific trauma until we are able to consciously handle or remember those things. So, for instance, I was talking to another person. He didn't remember his sexual abuse until he was in his 50s, because before his 50s, he wouldn't have been able to process that in the right way. It would have really caused, I don't know, massive breakdown. So our higher self will protect us by not allowing us to remember some of our trauma, some of the things that affect us on a deeper level. So, I mean, you know, we probably sometimes don't even remember things. I mean, I repressed memories from when I was 3 until I was 13 years old, when I started to dream about them. And the dreams became so real. I was like, Mom, Dad, I got to go to a therapist. Something's weird. Went to a therapist, and I realized at the therapist's office said, no, those weren't just dreams. They were actual memories. So our brains will repress certain things sometimes to protect us because our bodies won't be able to handle it. We have a very interesting makeup, guys. Very, very interesting. So, and higher intelligence, you know, we're full of it. We are full of higher intelligence. Our bodies are higher intelligence. We are connected to the higher intelligence. So we are always divinely protected. Always. Everything is happening for us, not to us. That's what my speech was about, guys. My speech was about the mirror method, this method that I created. 4 steps. Because when we look at people, right? When we interact with people, we always come to an opinion or a judgment about those people. And dependent upon what we've gone through in childhood, our past experiences, we are going to look at the person with a different lens. And usually it's out of judgment. And usually that judgment is rooted in victimhood. And then victimhood shapes our judgment, which shapes our perception, which creates our reality. So my speech was about this, how to change our perception, how to address our judgments in the moment so we can shift our perception, so we can create a better reality and take back our power, because most of us are stuck in victimhood because of trauma, because of past experiences, because of things that have happened in our lives. So my 4-step mirror method I'll go through really quick is: number 1, realize in the moment, realize the judgment, realize you're having it. Number 2, root, figure out the root of that judgment. Where did that start from? Whose voice does that sound like? Where does it happen in your body, right? There's always a root to a judgment. Number 3, reprogram. This is where you find the gift within that core wound, within that judgment, because there is always a gift in any type of trauma you may occur in your life. There's always a gift. Maybe you have more resiliency. Maybe you have more strength. Maybe you have more empathy. There is always a gift inside of your trauma. Find the gift. So you bring yourself from those bad feelings of finding the core wound in your body, shift it into gratitude. That's creating more neural networks, more neuroplasticity. Gratitude creates neuroplasticity. So now you're able to shift into that mind state. So every time that you get that trigger, you're less likely to go down that victimhood route and more likely to go into gratitude. You're having different neural shifts. Number 4, you have to rewrite it, act in it, right? Act in this new perception lens. 4 steps to stop yourself in the moment of judgment. Very powerful. Super powerful. We all judge, guys. We're humans. All right. Even though we say we don't. I mean, I address my judgments for the most part, but an automatic human response is for me to judge. It's for all of us, right? That's one of our mechanisms to protect ourselves. So it's not bad. These are invitations to look in the mirror and to address ourselves, to heal ourselves, to change, right? Change our perception. Our perception creates our reality, guys. So that's what my speech was about. And it was phenomenal, guys. I came on stage in Bali to Let's Go Trick Daddy. Yo, Trick Daddy in Bali. I came on stage, let's go. Hype as F. It was incredible. My speech, it was incredible. It was incredible, guys. And thank you. Thank you. Yes, my 4-step mirror method. I will be writing probably a book on my 4-step mirror method. And I'm so sorry for that, Amanda, but that's your power. That is your power. Our trauma is our power, guys. Our trauma is what makes us strong. And I will be putting on my speech on my YouTube, actually on this channel. I'll be putting my speech on very soon. We filmed it. It was super powerful, guys. I had nerves. It's so crazy because I've been working with my spiritual advisor with this for a while now. And she was like, you're going to be fine. I was like, am I going to mess it up? Am I going to be too blah, blah, blah? She was like, you're going to be fine. She's like, you're going to have nerves beforehand, but as soon as you get on that stage, you're going to drop into yourself and just channel. Boom, you're gone. And that's exactly what happened. I literally was nervous. And then I walked on stage, I dropped into myself, and boom, it was just like I was just meant to be there. And I was. Okay. One more story before I get out of here. Before my story, which is freaking incredible. It had all of us at the table. We went to dinner. Me, Rusty, Therese, and Mystique. Crazy. Guys, my mirror method speech, my outro song was The Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson, because listen to that song. It's a beautiful song, but that's basically what I was saying in my speech. We all have to learn to look in the mirror and change ourselves. And that is how we are going to change our life and change everybody else's life and change the world. When we are able to look in the mirror, address ourselves, change ourselves, then we change the world. That's how we do it. And Michael Jackson sings about it. So that's the song that came on, outro song. Okay, so I came on to Let's Go Trick Daddy, came out to Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. Before this, really quickly, guys, I will be in Dallas. For anybody that is in Dallas, join me. I think we have about 4 tickets left for my healing circle. I will be with Chelsea, my spiritual advisor. She's able to see your past, present, future. It's a beautiful talent that she has. I'm so grateful that she's come into my life because I've needed her, honestly, going through the things I've been going through. She's one of the most talented people I've ever met in my life. So she's my special guest, October 19th in Dallas. If you guys are there, tap in. Let me drop the link for you guys real quick in the chat for anybody that may be there. Check us out. I think we have, like 4 tickets left. I'm keeping it small like I do all my healing circles. I keep them at 20. I cap them at 20 because I want to make sure that everyone gets attention and everybody feels comfortable enough to share. And then I also want to drop my mentoring in the chat, guys. My mentoring. Like I said, we do bi-weekly masterminds. You get my 7-step healing method. I'm going to put and write out my 4-step mirror method inside of my mentoring community. And yes, it's a growing community. This is my mentoring group. So I have my free community and then I have my mentoring group. And my mentoring group, I go a little bit deeper into science, into different hacks. I'm way more engaged. And then plus we do our bi-weeklies. So we all meet bi-weekly and I have different lessons each week. Sometimes I'm going to have special guests. Guys, my rap song is in my mentoring group. I know some of y'all heard my rap song in here. If y'all, I did a little something back in the day. Yes, Scully, please share the mentoring link. Scully's in my group. Amanda, Taryn is in my group. And y'all all heard my rap song. So drop in the chat. How's my rap song? I think it's kind of dope. Anyways, yes, guys. So tap in with me. Tap into my mentoring group. It's dope. I've put a lot of effort in the lessons. There's courses in the back end of it. Like I said, my 7-step healing method. We do challenges. It's amazing, guys. It's amazing. Andrew, you're in it too. I see you, Andrew. Oh my God, I rocked that on Friday. See, I rocked Saturday. Yeah, it was kind of dope. So join my mentoring community if y'all want to hear my rap song because it's hilarious. And that's really just that reason alone is why y'all should join. Anyways. Okay, back to my story. And then I'm going to get out of here. So crazy. Y'all know I came on to Trick Daddy. Let's go. I came off to Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror. So me, Rusty, Therese, and Mystique went walking to go to dinner after the summit. All right. This is a day after, I think, or it's a day before we were going to leave. We went walking down the street of Bali. Behind our hotel, there was a strip of different restaurants and hotels and stuff. We were tired of eating the hotel food, so we wanted to walk and find something different. So we're walking. We stop at this place. We all order food. We're eating this lovely, lovely meal. On the way, we did a manifestation circle, which I will be talking about also. I'll probably talk about that tomorrow, actually, in my free group, guys. I'm having a Q&A in my free group tomorrow. So join my community as well. If you guys can't join my mentoring group, at least join my community. I will be in there taking questions tomorrow. But anyways, guys, so we are walking down and eating this beautiful food at this restaurant in Bali. Okay, let me remind you, I'm in Bali. Okay. And 1 second, let me answer a question on TikTok. Yes. Reverend Michael Beckwith. I've met him many times before. We actually did a couple events back a couple years ago. But my speech was right before his, which was so dope. I had a really awesome spot, guys. He was the ending of the whole summit and I was right before him. So it was like, it was perfect. That summit was freaking perfect. It was amazing. Anyways, he's an amazing, freaking incredible soul. Like, whoa, his energy is something else. Sorry, ADD. Anyways, back to the restaurant. So we're sitting there eating, just chatting, having a good old time. And we get done eating and we're paying the bill, right? We're all paying the bill. And guess what song comes on? Guess what song comes on? The freaking in the restaurant in Bali. The Man in the Mirror, Michael Jackson. I'm not lying. It started playing and we all looked at each other like, what? And then it's not done. After that, guess what happens? Fireworks go off. What? What? Yo, if you don't believe in signs, you gonna believe in signs now. Whoa. One of my assistants is not the super into this stuff. Like that, I don't know. Just not kind of like out of his, thingy. But after that happened, he was looking at me like, what? I mean, Rusty was looking at me like, we sat in silence. We were like, what? Let me tell you, I was meant to be there. That we were all of us sitting at that table. It was alignment to the freaking T. It was just a stamp of, yes, you are in the right place at the right time doing what you are supposed to and meant to be doing. I mean, in Bali at a random freaking restaurant, the Man in the Mirror, as soon as we are paying our bills, the Man in the Mirror starts playing and then fireworks go off. What? It was one of the most incredible moments I've ever had in my life. Talk about alignment. I mean, I've had alignments before. I've had things that are pretty crazy and in alignment, but that, something else, man. My spirit team was like, yay, good job. I took that as them applauding me. The right place at the right time, guys. The right place, doing the right thing at the right freaking time. And I just want to let everybody know there is magic out there. We just have to learn to see it. We have to learn to catch it. We have to learn these signs. Now, those signs were smack dabbing me, all of us in the face. That was just whoa. Those signs. But I'm saying, like, we all get these nudges and these pushes and these things. We just have to be open to them and we have to look out for them. One of the most incredible moments of my entire life was that moment sitting with my beloved people. I couldn't have been more grateful, more euphoric. The love feeling, you know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was crazy, but it's just reassurance that, I'm out here doing what I'm supposed to do. So after going through something so freaking hard this past year, it meant everything to me. That moment meant everything to me. It really did. And I'm almost tearing up thinking about it right now. I'm like freaking waterworks at this point. My emotions are just so free. My heart is very open. But yeah, I mean, literally, like one of the most incredible moments of my entire life. That was. So, guys, we all have those things in our lives. We just really have to pay attention to it. We have to train our minds and our brains to look out for these things. Because it's there for us. Our spirit team is always trying to nudge us in the right direction, to remind us that we are here for a reason, that we are doing the things that we're supposed to be doing, always. So it's just, we need to catch those things. And the more that we can train ourselves to look out for these things and see it, the more we'll be able to see it. The more that they will give us those nudges and give us those signs. And it's a beautiful thing when you get them, because I mean, what more can you ask for? Like, here, sign, you're in the right place. Let me smack you over the head and show you. Like, yes. Because some of us question. I mean, I question sometimes. Am I doing the right thing? Am I talking about the right things? Am I, affecting the world in the right way? Am I along the path that I'm supposed to be on? Did I do everything right in this past, couple hard months of my life? And just to have that, pat on the back, it was like, whoa, seriously, super well. But anyways, guys, Okay, I'm tearing. I need to go spend some time with my kid now. Let me drop my mentoring link in the chat one more time. Guys, check me out. Tap in. Check out my events. You know, I'm doing Dallas and I'm doing Vegas, and I will be launching a retreat in Bali in June next year, by the way, at one of the most beautiful places I've been to in the world, in the whole world, called Entaya. So, yes, guys. Anyways, thank you so much for tapping in with me. I appreciate all of you. And if no one told you today, I love you. I love you. And I love you for just existing. I love you for just existing. Send peace and love, guys, to somebody out there today. Okay. Send peace and love to somebody that is not feeling the love. You know, just send the positive, good energy out there. That's how, we create more love by sending it. Don't hold it in, express it. Okay. Anyways, I love you guys. Peace, peace, peace. Until next time, I'll see my community tomorrow. I think at 7. I don't know. I think it's at 7 p.m. for the Q&A. And then I'll see my mentees on Thursday for our mastermind. And guys, yeah, tap in with me. Peace and love, guys. Peace and love. Hope you enjoy.
This podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The views expressed are those of the hosts and guests and don't necessarily reflect those of the producers or affiliates. We do not guarantee the accuracy of the content. Please verify information and seek professional advice when needed. By listening, you agree not to hold us liable for any actions taken based on this content. Thank you for joining us on this journey. We hope you enjoy the episodes ahead. Love unlimited, feel unlimited.
Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, I invite you to stay on this journey with me. There is so much more ahead. Courses, mentoring, healing circles, retreats, safe spaces to heal and grow. Make sure you subscribe, follow, and stay connected. We are not alone. In this journey, we're on it together.